What's going on, chat? Welcome back to the Fighter's Eye podcast. Two videos in like two videos within 6 hours. I know it's crazy, but now we are breaking down UFC Fight Night. Hernandez versus Rodrigues in UFC Sacramento. It's in Sacramento, California. And yeah, let's get right into this, bro. First fight: Chanel Dyer versus Elise Reed. Really, the only breakdown is Chanel Dyer will win by TKO. Within the first two rounds, maybe probably round one. Elise Reed, she's a vet. She's actually been in the UFC for quite a little bit. She's 8-5. She's an auntie, man. She's auntie. She's up there in age. Um, yeah, bro. Most of her losses come by TKO as well. She's never won by submission. All of her losses are by finish. She's been out for over a year. Her last fight, she got destroyed by Denise Gomes, submitted by Lupe Godinez. That's actually not a bad loss. She's like a top 8 contender. Loma Lumbini choked her out quite easily. Loma's mostly a striker. Sam Hughes TKO'd her. And Saraja Eubanks. I actually remember her, but I don't remember like what the fuck she ever did. But she apparently TKO'd at least Reed in round one. She won against Melissa Martinez. She sucks. Corey McKenna sucks. And that was a split decision. Jessica Penny is like 45 years old by now, dude. She beat her less than 2 years ago. Chanel Dyer is 7-1, had an absolute war on the contender series. Um, so yeah, she did lose it. She lost to Carl Foro, the girl that just fought some Brazilian chick from the Ultimate Fighter. Dude, I better remember her name because I look, you have a crush on her. What the hell is that girl's name? Dude, I don't remember, but Carol Foro just made her UFC debut against some girl from the Ultimate Fighter. She's a great scrap. I'm actually gonna look up the girl's name. Gigi Canuto, bro. Gigi Canuto, bro. Hear my line. But anyway, no, for real. But anyway, so yeah, Gigi, Carol Foro, I believe, is also undefeated. So it's not a bad loss. I actually don't mind that. Carol Foro is a great striker, good grappling, decent cardio. So yeah, and Chanel Dyer got a contract off that, made her debut in London, and destroyed Ravina Oliveira. TKO'd her early round two. I think this will be a late round one TKO. Early round two, Elise Reed, her chin is iffy. She's like mid everywhere. She doesn't really do anything. I guess she can keep up an all right pace. But I think in the clinch, Chanel Dyer will destroy her ribs, beat up the body with knees to the body. At range, Chanel Dyer's a great kickboxer, great fundamental boxing, and great fundamentals in kicking. And I think it will be a body shot TKO. I think Chanel Dyer will be backing her up with jabs and leg kicks. She might whip up a high kick, a minute in, just try to, make Elise Reed a little nervous. And I think towards the end of round one, Chanel Dyer will start hitting her with boxing combos. And then I think Elise Reed will try to, grab the clincher, try to push back a little bit, and Chanel Dyer will just time a knee to the body late in round one, and Elise Reed kind of just like, just just kind of quits. And Chanel Dyer TKOs her late round one with like a big knee to the body. Or like she's ripping up her, or Elise Reed's against the cage, is showing up, and Elise Reed just digs. I just punched the desk. That hurt. Just digs in a hook to the body, a deep shot like to the ribs, to the liver, and TKOs and Elise Reed in round one. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Chanel Dyer should destroy Elise Reed, and she'll probably get cut afterwards. Next fight: Jackson McVeigh versus Wes Schultz. You know what? When I first saw this fight, I was like, they're both mid. Loser probably gets cut, but Jackson McVeigh should destroy Wes Schultz. But I forgot they fought before. I don't remember if it was on the regional or like on the early pros or the amateurs. I'm actually gonna look. It was on the amateurs, wasn't it? It was. He submitted Jackson McVeigh with an armbar, and Jackson McVeigh is mostly a striker, mostly known for his grappling. Wes Schultz probably has the worst striking I've ever seen from a middleweight fighter ever in history, but his grappling is really good. He's coming off a win in the UFC against some Aussie dude making his debut. Wes Schultz was getting destroyed and dominated, and then just subbed him out of nowhere. And for Jassic McVeigh, he's 1-2 in the UFC. Subbed by Bruno Ferreira. That fight he took on short notice. Subbed by Zachary Reese. That's an alright loss. And then his last fight in April, destroyed and submitted Cedric Dumas, who shouldn't, like, everybody, like, dude, I actually don't have a problem with Cedric Dumas, but why is he still in the UFC? Or, like, hiding from the cops, losing all the fucking fights. Like, dude, come on. But yeah, Wes Schultz is also he's 1-1 in the UFC. His first fight was against Damian Pinas. That's not a bad loss at all. You got KO'd. And then he submitted Ben Johnston with a guillotine. Um, dude, I'm kind of tempted to pick Wes Schultz. I'll pick McVeigh by TKO. I think McVeigh is a little sharper and a little more technical on the feet. And I think he's just gonna like if he drops Wes Schultz or if he kicks out the leg, I think he won't jump on top of him. I think he'll keep it standing. He's taller, they have the same reach, but I think Wes Schultz will be trying to grab the clinch and try to shoot bad double leg. And I think McVeigh will kind of just be darting around the octagon, landing jabs in a 1-2 and kind of poking him and poking him. And I think like into round two, Wes Schultz will be a lot more drained cardio wise from shooting bad double legs and trying to just grab a hold of him to get him down as much as he can, like however he can really. And I think McVeigh will start beating him up, throwing body kicks, throwing maybe grab the clinch and rip an elbow. And I think eventually he'll break him down and TKO him. Just with teeps to the body, maybe like a teep to the body hurts him, and then he kind of just is trying to like back up, and McVeigh puts jabs on him and lands a big shot on the chin, and West Schultz crumbles. That's what happened with Pinos. Pinos kept his distance and eventually just timed a nice shot over the top or down the middle, I should say. It was like a jab and then like a, not really overhand, kind of like a straight hook, just with a little curve, and so basically a hook, I guess. But West Schultz kind of just crumbled after that. Because he got tired from shooting horrible sloppy takedowns. And I see something similar happen here. I think McVeigh will get him out there in round two. Round one will be just West Schultz grabbing a hold of him. Maybe he lands a leg kick on McVeigh and tries boxing a little bit, but McVeigh stings him with a 1-2 or, whips a nice body kick on him. That is West Schultz like, yeah, I can't strike with him. I think McVeigh TKOs him around two. If he drops West Schultz or ends up on top and gets subbed, fuck it. He should just deserve to. He just ooh English, dude. It's so late. I'm tired. He just deserves to get subs because, dude, if you get on top of this motherfucker, bro, you're gonna get subs. Literally, what happened with Ben Johnston? He was piecing him on the feet, out grappling him. Right when West Schultz found a guillotine, he took it and subbed him. So, here's what it is. I think McVeigh should get it done. He's better overall. Wrestling wise, I think he's a better wrestler. I just think the jujitsu, West Schultz is such an elite game that it's so hard to He'll go from triangle to an arm bar. He'll reverse you, try to go for an arm triangle, and grab a Kimura. Dude, he mixed up subs like sub attempt after sub attempt after sub attempt until he eventually gets it. So as long as McVeigh can stop that and keep it on the feet and keep it where he's better overall, he'll win this fight by finish. So give me Jackson McVeigh. Whew, I don't know why I'm talking so fast. Anyway, next fight: Gage Young versus Stan Dorsalville. Um, I'm kind of tempted to take this Dorsonville kid. He's got good pressure. He's pretty powerful. Good overall game. He's only 5-0. Gage Young's a slight favorite coming off a good win against Thiago Moises. I picked Moises. I thought he was a lot. I don't know. I just think it's time for him to go. I think he got cut anyway. But my not Machate. Gage Young's on a 2-fight win streak, beating Machate and beating Thiago Moises. Lost his debut to a teammate or a former teammate. I know they trained together. Evan Elder. He's quite good, so not a worse loss. Um, yeah, so Gage Young was meant to fight Cody Steele. Cody put out an injury, and they grabbed this little undefeated dude, Stan Dorsonville. He's all right. He's quite decent everywhere the fight goes. He was 2-0 in LFA with a submission and a TKO in his last two fights. 5-0 with four finishes, can sub. He's actually pretty powerful. His grappling's pretty good too. I'm gonna go Gage Young by decision. This Dorsonville kid is taking out short notice. So I think Gage Young will try to work the cardio and see how tired he can get Dorsonville over the course of 15 minutes. And what I like from Gage Young is he's pretty basic. Like he just shoots 1-2s down the pipe, and he's not the most defensively sound, so he can get damaged and he can get rocked, which I think Dorsonville will take advantage of early. I think Dorsonville will drop Gage Young early and control him in the grappling for the rest of round one. And Gage Young will kind of work his way back into the fight with a jab and a 1-2. Just stopping the takedowns more, beat him up against the cage with forward pressure. So Dorsonville has to take steps back. So that time he can't shoot double legs. He can't have time to really set up a jab and feint stuff to get takedowns. It's more he's shooting the takedowns to get Gage Young off of him, which will favor Gage Young. The forward pressure will break and affect Dorsonville as the fight goes on. I can see Gage Young TKOing him late with just the amount of pressure. I think the basic boxing and basic striking of Gage Young will get it done. Maybe late he starts teeing off on him more. Dorsonville's kind of just winging big shots or shooting really bad takedowns, and he's overly tired. And Gage Young can beat up the body a little more with jab to the body, overhand up top, lead uppercut, rips to the body. Maybe a takedown his zone. His grappling isn't that bad. He out grappled Thiago Moises, which I like. That's a pretty good sign. Thiago Moises trains at a very good gym, American top team. So yeah, Gage Young's a slight favorite, minus 170. I think he has the finishing upside. I don't see Dorsonville stopping Gage Young late. If Elvin Elder couldn't do it, I don't think Dorsonville can. Especially if Thiago Moises can't stop him, I don't think Dorsonville can. Thiago Moises, a very good BJJ black belt. And yeah, I think Gage Young just has the more upside here. He's 2-1 in the UFC. I think he wins by decision, 29-28 across the scorecards. And yeah, next fight, Marcio Barboza versus Ryan Coos. Hold on, I need to take the breath, bro. Dude, I'm talking with the best. Ryan Coos, your time has come. There's no way out. Marcio Barboza will slime out Ryan Coos in round one with the boxing. He's really powerful. He's pretty good. He's a minus 900 favorite. I think right now he's like a minus 1100 favorite. He's younger by 3 years. He is taller, or he is shorter, and he does have a 4-inch reach disadvantage. So maybe Ryan Coos' game plan to stick jabs and body kicks, and then when Marcio's tries coming in, knees up the middle. Marcio's better everywhere, dude. Ryan Coos obviously has some knockout power, but he hasn't beat anybody good, bro. There's a dude named Kevin Ninitad. Dude, it's some dude from the UFC years ago that he beat. That's not the great one. That's not actually not that great of a win. He lost to Cameron Smootherman on the regionals. That's not a good look, bro. Cameron Smootherman ended up being not as good as we all thought he was. So yeah, he hasn't beat anybody good. I mean, he's coming off a fight in July at Karate Combat. Um, I know he did some BKFC, I believe, too. But yeah, he's been in Karate Combat a little bit. Um, oh no, he did. Oh, he did the Game Bread FC bare knuckle. I think it's Jorge Masvidal's bare knuckle MMA. I think Marcio Barboza is a good, decent prospect. He did fight a lot of iffy guys on the regional, so we don't know how good he really is. But he slammed out Dennis Bazoukian on the Canada card a couple months ago, back in April. Um, I don't remember if a fight fell off. Apparently not. This is just a fight they came up with. So that's a bit interesting. Marcio Barboza will win by round one KO. His power will be too much, and Ryan Coos is mostly a striker. His kickboxing is pretty good. But I think maybe Marcio Barboza takes half a round to figure out the distance and figure out the timing to get in to land a shot. But once he starts finding his boxing range, I think he'll land a big hook on the chin, and Coos will go down. Pretty simple breakdown. This is a free win for Marcio Barboza, and I think he wins by round one KO. So give me Marcio Barboza. Next fight. This fight should be on the main card. Chris Padilla versus Nazareth Haparast. I'm going with the homie Chris Padilla, man. I keep saying this every video that he fights. I don't know if nobody knows this. Before I started videoing my interviews, the first ever interview. No, was it the first? It might have been the second. It was either first or the second. Way before I started YouTube. I interviewed Chris Padilla for 2 hours. We sat it for like an hour 30. We got on. It went from like an interview to like just talk about life. I was like 16, 15 I think 16 at the time. I'm 19 now. Yeah, so Chris Padilla's the homie. We still message every once in a while. I think he does win this. Nazareth Hapras coming off a big layoff. He got KO'd really badly by Quillen Sakio. And that's not a good sign. Getting head KO'd out cold is really not a good sign. He's 31 too. Chris Padilla's almost 31, but Chris Padilla fought on the Miami card. He got robbed. I think he clearly won against Markel Maderos. Um, It ended up being a draw where they raised Chris Padilha's hand like he was the winner, and then backstage they turned it to a draw. Um, so yeah, before that he TKO'd Ismail Bonfim, beat Jai Herbert, stopped Rong Zhu, and submitted James Longtop. By the way, Mauricio Rufy went to a decision with James Longtop. The Jai Herbert fight wasn't that impressive, but Jai Herbert's tall and lanky and very uh jumpity, like he just moves a lot and slides out of range very easily. So Chris Padilla still looked good there. The Rong Zhu fight was a doctor stoppage, landed the most nasty elbow ever. I think he wins this. He's been active. He's fought twice since last time Hapras fought. Um, Hapras does have a win over Esteban Ribovics, which was like the fight of the month or fight of the year candidate. A lot of people forget about that fight still. Fight was really good. I think Jared Gordon beat him, but he somehow won that. Don't know how. Stopped Jamie Malarkey with these, beat Lenny Quiones, took him to a decision though. He's fought against Dan Hooker and King Green, lost to both. Got KO'd by Drew Dober. So he's actually fought some decent comp. Beat Rafa Garcia too, who's number 15 in the division now. I think Padilla wins. I think this is 50-50. I think Hapras is the more technical. I think he actually has kind of fought the better comp. Quillen and Ribovics and Jared Gordon are all great fights and very difficult opponents. But Padilla has a 2-inch reach advantage. I think he hits harder. I think he's got more of that dog in him. I think when fights get difficult for Hapras, he does kind of go less from fighting and digging down to get the win to let's just stay more technical and bounce around more at the outside and pick to win the round. Like if it is 50-50 and there's a minute left and they're starting to build momentum, he'll kind of just shoot a takedown, and if he doesn't get it, he'll get him. If he doesn't get it, then he'll jab and move around so that he can't get hit to like I guess win the round technically. Which is not going to work against Padilla. Padilla will eat a jab to hit you. Like he will walk through the fire. He will dig deep. His cardio, I think, is better than Hapras. We see Hapras fade in fights, but he kind of is already kind of ahead in the round. Like he fades, like he kind of just fades like halfway through to like the little later part of round three. Which if it's 1-1 and he's winning round three and he starts to fade and Padilla starts, pushing him back with that teep to the body, and then getting him in close range to rip elbows like oosh oosh, because Padilla will rip. He'll rip elbows like this. He'll rip normal elbows. He'll rip upward elbows. He loves his elbows. Padilla has nasty, like nasty elbow game. He's got pretty good clinch work, can knee to the body. He's no slouch on the ground. And I think this fight will come down to Hapras landing the more strikes. But when Padilla lands, it has more of a boom. It has more of like a bang, like a sound effect, or it leaves a cut or a bruise to where Padilla doesn't really bruise that easily, and Hapras has had welts on his body. They both are pretty good at chewing up the leg. I do think Hapras should chew up the leg here to kind of stop Padilla from moving forward. Because if he moves forward and gets hit with a leg kick, has to switch stances eventually, then that throws off his game to where Hapras can kind of show like, hey, my leg kicks are making him switch stance, which in the judge, in my eyes, would be, oh, his leg is damaged, he needs to switch. So that could affect a judge. I don't know though. But I think Padilla will win a close decision. I don't see him TKOing Hapras late. I don't think he'll fade like Ismail Bonfim faded. But Ismail Bonfim is I think a better physical wrestler and has better good takedown entries than Hapras. So I think this fight will be standing. And I think Padilla will just do the more damage. He might get outlanded in most of the rounds, but I think when he gets a clean shot off, it'll have more of a visible effect, and you will kind of be like, "Oh, Padilla landed two strikes, but or Habras landed two strikes, but it wasn't. It was just like, oh, okay, that was clean." But Padilla lands a nice hook, and it's like Habras kind of like his head hold like his whole jaw rotates, or he eats it, and he's like, he kind of just resets, keeps his hand higher, like, oh, he felt that, and I think that's what will win Padilla the fight. Habras could get away with just volume and I guess landing overall strikes. But I think damage scoring, even if you land less strikes, if you're cutting them open or swelling up their eye or leaving a bruise on their ribs with a body kick, I think that's what it shows easily. That's what's more visible, which could influence the judges. And I actually think this could be a fight of the night if the right Hapras shows up, if his mentality is right after the bad KO loss, which is another thing we don't know. He might be more gun shy after getting head kick KO'd like that, which could favor Chris Padilla, where he can implement his game better and kind of be more active and show the judges, hey, I'm pressing the action. So give me Chris Padilla. It's -110 each. Literally dead odds. I think Padilla gets it done. Next fight, the Blob. The Blob is back. The Blob is back. Samuel Garcia versus Kennedy and Setchuku. Hmm. 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 This is like The Rock versus John Cena, bro. I actually don't know who I'll pick. Because I picked in Setchuku against Walter Walker and he just fucking looked so horrible and got heel hooked. I'm picking. I'm picking Kennedy. Yeah, I'm picking Kennedy and Zetchiku, bruh. Shamil's gotten KO'd by. He got KO'd in November badly against Waldo. And back in May, he's actually come back quite soon since the Brandon Heritage fight. He got. Dude, he took a lot of damage. He got KO'd badly at the end of round two. And Zetchiku does have power at heavyweight. He had power at light heavyweight. He took 1,000 punches from Carlos Ulberg and then KO'd him with one. But other than that, his chin's been kind of iffy. So if Gaziev can get in close range and land a bomb, could be over. But Nzechuk's taller. He's got a 4.5 inch reach advantage. He likes the front kicks up the middle. He's got good basic striking, good basic boxing, good leg kicks. And I think Nzechuku will. I don't know if he stops Shamil Gaziev, bro, because at heavyweight, he went to a draw with Marcus Buchecha too. That's not that good of a luck. He's been out for 8 months. Before that, he got heel hooked by Walter Walker, and then he KO'd Chris Barnett and Lucas Brzezinski, which are like two of the worst fucking heavyweights in UFC history. He also lost to Ovid St. Peru, bruh. Damn. I actually don't know. He TKO'd Ion Kutalaba. That's a good one, I guess. Lost to Nikolai Negamoranu. It's some dude from. Dude, where's he from? It's some dude that like was in the UFC for a couple fights, and then he got cut for whatever reason. Where's he from? He's from Romania. That's where. Um, yeah, that last name's a bit suspicious at the start. But anyway, he also got TKO'd by De, Dongwoo Jung. Dude, oh my god, bro, he has some bad losses. Now I'm kind of tempted to pick Samir Gaziev, bro. I'll pick Nzechukwu. I think he wins. I just think his range will be too much for Gaziev. The range, like Waldo, was pretty good at finding 1-2s down the middle, and eventually just landed a big right hand on the top of the head of Shamil that KO'd him. I believe he got dropped twice by Waldo too. I think Nzechukwu will TKO Shamil. I just think he'll beat up the body a lot with teeps and knees. If Gaziev tries to grab the clinch, I think he could take down. I think he will take down Nzechukwu early if he tries. But Shamil has one takedown, and then when you get up, dude, he's already tired. Like by the end of round one, he's breathing out of his mouth tired. He, I don't. I mean, most of the time he does fight through it, and he does sometimes win. But on the regionals, he was kind of on steroids and slimed out everybody. I mean, his only losses are Brando Perez, Jairzinho Rosenstrike, and Waldo Cortez Acosta, who Rosenstrike was top ranked before he got cut, which they're not bad losses. Like Nzechukwu has some weird losses. Um, like that Nikolai dude or Dongwoo Jung or Ovin St. Preux in 2024. But I think he wins. If he doesn't win, I don't really care. I want Shamir to win. He's quite fun to watch. He's either getting slammed out or in wars and then gets slammed out or slam somebody out. He had a good KO over Thomas Peterson not that long ago. He KO'd him with one punch, like over a year ago, I believe. Beat Dante Mays by decision. Yeah, I mean his wins aren't the best, but he had a fight with Sergey Spivak get canceled 3 times, so that's tragic. But I think Nzechukwu wins by TKO. He'll beat up the body. Um, I think eventually Gaziev will be trying to block the body, and Nzechukwu will just come with a big shot up top. I could even see like a head kick on the guard dropping Gaziev, and he tries scrambling, and then Nzechukwu falls up a ground and pound and TKOs him like that. Later into round two, I just think his long range and his his kicking game. They both have shit cardio, so really whoever's cardio holds up better should probably win this by TKO later in the fight. But I trust in Zech could use his distance quite good and get a TKO. So, give me Kenny Zechku. I want Shamil to win though. Feature prelim. Larry and Douglas versus Jamal Emmers. Jamal Emmers is quite underrated. He's very inactive. He's coming off a win over Hyder Emil using his wrestling, and his boxing looked all right. Larry and Douglas, he has 5 losses, which is a bit weird. And he has been slammed out and he's been subbed. But his performance against Julian Erosa, he really dropped him like a couple times and beat the shit out of him. He got a TKO win over Javier Reyes. That dude fought in the UFC not that long ago. He got head kicked by Isaac Thompson, the dude that Joe Anderson Brito beat on short notice. Got submitted by Shepe Marscal. Not the worst loss ever. Um, yeah, so Isaac Thompson and Shepe Marscal are 2 of his losses. Those aren't bad losses, I don't think. But other than that, he was kind of beating up bombs on the fucking regional scene. I think he wins by KO. I think he's quicker than Jamal Emmers, and Jamal Emmers is tall and lanky, tall and rangy. He's like he uses his length quite good. He's taller and got a longer reach here. But I think Larry and Douglas has a better chin. I think he has more heart. Jamal Emmers, he does have heart, but he got KO'd by Nate Landwehr. That's not the best look nowadays. And I think Larian will find a shot on the chin. I think he will have to eat some strikes. Like I can see Jamal dropping him with like a 1-2 down the pipe. Larian having to scramble. Jamal can wrestle, having to scramble, working his way back up, and then fighting back into the fight like that, and eventually just breaking down Emmers. And Emmers kind of just is like doesn't have that same pop in a shot later in the fight. Larian gets him out there later in round 1 or early in round 2, just dogs it out and like just bangs it out with him and hits like I guess lands the more powerful shot. But Jamal's got good front kicks to the body, good one too. He's got some nice power. He's gotten better defensively, but he is still open. I think that's where Larian will kind of take advantage. Well, after Emmers throws, Larian throws right after and catches him. So this fight should also be on the main card. Happy to see Larry and Douglas back. I wish it was against a bigger name. He's had 2 top 15, like 1 or 2 top 15 guys turned him down. Probably Josh Emmett, dude. Probably. I don't know though. I heard he's going up to 155. But I think Larian should win. If he doesn't, that kind of sucks. Like that's a prospect that featherweight kind of killed. But this should be a good scrap. I think Larry and Douglas should land some nice leg kicks early, kind of stop the movement of Emmers to where when he throws that right hand, he won't have the same pop. The legs will kind of be beaten down a little bit, and then from there he can start to get in the boxing range and kind of be more willing to stand in the pocket and sling punches with Jamal Emmers. But Jamal could catch him early, but I think Larian should get it done by TKO, late round 1, early round 2. On to the main card. Next fight, Anthony Wint versus Terrence Chapman. Wint is a former NFL player. He fought on the Contender Series of Week 1, so less than 2 weeks ago. He's already back fighting 10-1 Terrence Chapman. He fucking sucks. When Anthony Wint, he won in like 18 seconds. Like he basically immediately destroyed and TKO'd his opponent on the Contender Series. And Chapman literally lost earlier this year. Um, he's actually quite bad. Never fought anybody good. I think Anthony Wint will TKO him in round 1. Um, Anthony Witt, it looks like he's on steroids, but some people can just look like that and be natural. And he's short and stocky for heavyweight, but he's got good power. He's 30. Doesn't even it doesn't even say how old Terrence Chapman is. He's taller. He's probably got reach advantage. But I don't think that matters. Anthony Witt, I don't know if he'll ever be anything good, but he's 7-0. Looks like he can wrestle a little bit. Looks like he got some good knockout power. Most of his wins come by KO. So yeah. I think he'll KO Terrence Chapman in round 1. He's just more athletic and probably hits harder. So yeah, that's really all. Next fight, Carly Judice versus Jesla Chavez. This is actually a good fight. We talked about no, we didn't talk about Jesla Chavez earlier. She fought Eunice Dubin in her debut to a decision. Judice was 0-1 in the UFC and fought Eunice Dubin and KO'd her with a head kick in round one. So yeah, Dubin had a great fight on the Contender Series. That was last September, so she's fought now twice within a year, basically. I think Judice wins the decision. I think she's more accurate on the feet. I think she's sharper on the feet. I do think Chavez is more durable. Like if like who can take a better shot? I think Chavez. But I think Carly Judice, she's never been finished. I don't see her getting finished here. Both of her losses by decision. Gabriel Fernandez to a split decision, not a bad loss at all. And your Erna Karakate on the Contender Series. Oh, like dude, over 3 years ago or almost 3 years ago, not bad. So yeah, she KO'd Eunice Dubin. She KO'd Nicole Cagliari. Not the best win, but still beat Juliana Miller to a decision. Actually, Juliana Miller coming off a win. So I think Carly Judice will use her kickboxing. She's got a good head kick, got a good straight shot, got good straight shots. Um, we haven't really seen a lot of her grappling. We've seen her in top control TKOing people, like she did against Nicole Cagliari, where she looked pretty good. She liver kicked her and then followed to the ground and TKO'd her. So I don't see any way Chavez is better. I think Carly Judice is more slicker on the feet. I think she has the more momentum coming in. Two finishes in her last three fights. So yeah. And yeah, she's taller by an inch. She's younger. And I think Carly Judice is actually top 15 worthy. I think she wins this, especially if she wins by finish. Please give her a top 15 opponent. I think she'll win a 30-27 on one scorecard, 29-28 on the other two. But it'll be a decent scrap where both women land some nice shots, but Judice lands more output in. Um, is better defensively overall. So give me Carly Judice. Next fight, Mason Jones versus Markel Madaros. Marco Medeiros is the dude that went to a draw with Chris Padilla. He's 11-1-1. He's not bad. I think Mason Jones will TKO him late in the second, early in the third, probably late second. Mason Jones, a great prospect, great fighter. He's 31. I think he arguably should have gotten a top 15 opponent. He's always in a fight of the night. Literally was in one of the best fights of the year so far against Axel Sola. Before that, he TKO'd Balasioki. Before that, he beat Jeremy Stevens in his return to the UFC. I believe he went 1-2-1 in the UFC's first time around, losing to Ludwig Klein, who was arguably top 15 before he just lost, and his opponent got put number 14 after. And then he lost to Mike Davis, who isn't the actually fuck Mike Davis. Dude, I forgot he blocked me. He's such a fucking bitch. He blocked me because I asked for an interview. I was just like, yo, bro, let's do an interview. And then he randomly blocked me. But anyway, but he also beat David Onama. Onama's like right outside the top 15 at featherweight right now. So yeah, Mason Jones has mostly TKOs on his record. I think early Markel Medeiros could actually find the chin. It's a weird thing we've seen where people that hit hard and have a lot of finishing potential don't like people with really solid, like really good chins don't get finished by people with great finishing potential. But it's those people that like are like, oh, he's just gonna go to decision that randomly slime him out. So Markel could just randomly slime out Mason Jones. And I think he is better technically, and I think he is quicker. But we've seen Mason Jones battle back from getting dropped early by Balasioki. Looked like he was damn near done last year in Paris. Came back and TK'd Balasioki into in round two. So I actually think Mason Jones will put a pace on him. I think later the fight goes, Mason Jones will break him with clinch work, break him with shots over the top, knees to the body, and Markel will just be trying to keep it at range and keep it a very technical fight, leg kicks and body kicks, and try to box him up. And I think eventually Mason Jones will kind of be beating him up later into round two, where Markel is just kind of just throwing his hands down, trying to throw to get off, to get Mason Jones off him to keep it at range. And there, Mason Jones can step in with a knee or, back him up and rip an elbow and then beat him up to the body right after against the cage. And I think this will be a thing where Markel kind of just crumbles to the pressure. Kind of Mason Jones is pouring it on. He's against the cage, trying to slip shots, like trying to block shots and slip back. And Mason Jones will just land a nice shot over the top. Markel will go down. Mason Jones falls up, big ground and pound while he's like on his knees against the cage. And Mason Jones wins by TKO. I think he's top 15 worthy. I think he could beat a Rafa Garcia. Um, so yeah, I think he's top 15 worthy. He's undefeated. He's 3-0 this time in the UFC, this run, with three good wins. The Jeremy Stevens is an all right win. He's old, but he's still a big name from like, when McGregor was in his prime and he fought Aldo and all that. But anyway, I think this is Mason Jones' fight to win. I think he has the better finishing potential. I think he has the better cardio. He has a way better chin, and I think that's what's going to get him this win is the cardio and the overall forward pressure and breaking down Markel Maderos. So yeah, give me Mason Jones by TKO late in round two. Next fight, Rainier de Ritter versus Roman Dolidze. You might think this is at 185. It's not. It's at 205. I don't like the matchmaking. The matchmaking. I think Rainier versus Jamal Hill or Azamat Murzakanov or Dominic Reyes. So like a natural light heavy was better, but they both were at 185. Now they're fighting at 205. Um, I think I know Rainier wins. Rainier's 35. Roman's 38. He has done fucking nothing. Lost to CLD. Got utterly embarrassed when he got choked out by Anthony Hernandez. That choke was so nasty. Um, for that he beat Marvin Vettori in a boring main event. Kevin Holland quit 'cause he had a rib injury. Beat Anthony Smith, who like literally just got arrested. Like lost to Nasruddin Imabov. Before that, lost to Vettori the first time. Like, dude, he was actually kind of getting hyped up when he KO'd Phil Hawes. But ever since then, dude, he's just flopped. I know Rainier wins. Probably a 30-27 decision. I don't know if he TKOs Roman. I hope he slimes him out cold. I hope he just head kick KOs Roman Dolidze. This dude pisses me off. He fucking sucks. He's mid everywhere. But Rainier has a really good clinch game and really good jiu-jitsu. So if Roman gets in trouble, he can't just roll for a leg and pin down a leg and TKO like he did with Jack Hermanson, which was surprising that Jack Hermanson got like his leg trapped while Roman was on top and then he got TKO'd. But he's not gonna be able to do no moves like that. He's not gonna really be able to like use leg lock games or use bad singles to stop momentum. Rainier will just shove him off and keep beating him up. I think Rainier the Ritter is more powerful. I think he's got better cardio. He was killing himself to make 185 and still beat Robert Whitaker. I know he lost to Brent Allen. He arguably could have won the fight against Kyle. I think Kyle won. But if he would have pressed the action a little more, he probably could have won that. Dude, in 185, he was so drained. His ribs showed. His cardio looked worse. His chin looked worse. But he still was out there beating people like Robert Whitaker. TKO'd Bo Nickel. Fraud checked him. Was able to out wrestle him. And I think he will dominate Roman Dolidze to a 30-27, maybe even a 30-26 in round three, where he just beats up Roman in the clinch, rips knees to the body, elbows on the ground. He just is on the back of Roman and punching in his head. Maybe he tries subbing him, but it doesn't work. And Roman scrambles out of position. Rainier gets back on top and beats him up more. This will be a Rainier de Ritter master class. Hopefully they cut Roman because I don't want to ever see him fight again. He's boring as fuck. Um, yeah, Rainier's better everywhere. He hits harder. I think he's quicker. He's got better fight IQ, way more experience, beat better guys, and yeah, Roman Dolidze will get dominated in this fight. If he wins, genuinely, this will be like an upset of the year or this will be like not an upset of the year, but this will be a huge, huge, crazy moment because I don't see a way he wins this. I think Roman will get dominated everywhere the fight goes. So give me Rainier de Ritter by 30-27, 30-26 decision masterclass win in his light heavyweight debut. Co-main event: Sergey Spivak versus Vitor Petrino. I got Spivak by submission. Um, his fight against Anze Delija and his fight against Waldo Cortez Acosta, his striking looked a lot better. And I know Vitor Petrino is coming off a good win over Steven Asplin, and before that, he slimed out Thomas Peterson, who happens to be Steven Asplin's training partner. But that fight with Thomas Peterson was looking pretty close, and then he just slammed him out. But yeah, it looks like also Kennedy that could pull it out. So Steve Aslan took that fight on short notice. So this is even worse that he went to a close decision. He got dropped in round one. I know Aspen throws good output, but I think Sergey Spivak has better cardio, and he's also way better in the grappling. To where Petrino can't just shoot a double leg and take him down and stop that momentum. Um, Spivak can armbar people like we saw against Derek Lewis. And I think he'll get an arm triangle submission in round two or maybe in round three. I think early Vitor will land some nice jabs and a nice leg kick. Maybe take down Spivak and Spivak works up to the cage. And Vitor gets him against the cage. I think Vitor will win round one because Spivak, one, he has a really powerful lead hook, and he has some nice. He's got some good kicks to the body, some good kicks to the leg. So I think Spivak will be a little hesitant to engage because Vitor can just slip back out of range. Like if you throw a jab, Vitor can just slide back and land that lead hook, like turn it into a check hook. Um, I think Vitor will be feigning that a lot and then stick a jab and an uppercut. And his boxing's not bad, but neither is Spivak. Spivak's boxing used to be bad. Looks like he worked like looks like he's trying to bite down on the mouthpiece more and show his striking. His striking looks good. He's got good basics. 1-2 kicking game isn't all that bad. I think Vitor's stronger. I think he's more physical, but I think Spivak will eventually tire out Vitor. Vitor will shoot bad takedowns. He'll miss the big shots, big overhands, and big lead hooks, and Spivak will just be jab, leg kick, and eventually I think Spivak will grab the clinch, work him to the cage, and trip him. Get like a hip, like kind of like a hip toss. He'll kick out the leg and turn him in, take him down, and get a half guard, and eventually from there work for an arm triangle. He is the underdog, which is quite surprising. Vitor could stop him early. He could land a big knee to the body. I know Aspinall stopped or really beat down Spivak with body shots. Same with Cyril Gahn. He beat up the body with punches and close. But Vitor could do that. But I think Spivak is crafty enough. I think he's fought enough good guys. He's fought Tom Aspinall, fought Derek Lewis, fought Cyril Gahn, fought Ante Delisa, fought Waldo Cortez Acosta, fought Jonathan Almeida. I know he got TKO'd by him, but still. Fought Marcin Tybura. He subbed him in round one. So yeah. And he just fought in February. That's not that long ago. But Vitor fought, I believe, in like June or May or something. He also fought quite recently. He fought in March. Oh, okay. He fought in March against Steven Aspin. It was a great fight, but his cardio looked better. So it's obviously both men have worked on their cardio. But yeah, I think this step up's a bit too much for Vitor. I think Spivak's just the level above him right now when it comes to grappling and um, fight IQ. So give me Sergey Spivak by submission. He's the underdog, which is quite surprising. Main event: Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Gregory Rodrigues. I'm taking RoboCop by round one TKO. He's the underdog. I know Anthony Hernandez has good forward pressure. He's relentless. His cardio can hold up. He can strike. He can really grapple. But Gregory Rodrigues is a very underrated jiu-jitsu practitioner. He's a BJJ black belt, and he's got nasty body kicks and good timing and great power. And if he can stop with two early takedowns from Fluffy, he'll stop Anthony Hernandez with a body shot. Losing to Sean Strickland isn't bad. I mean, he just beat Hamzat Chimaev. He beat Israel Adesanya, two-time middleweight champion now. But man, getting TKO'd by him and not really being able to take him down, like, come on now, bro. That's not a good look. Getting TKO'd. And Gregory hits a lot harder than Strickland. He's a lot more physical. He's a lot bigger physically. Like we saw the weigh-ins today. Gregory towers over Hernandez. He's 6'3". They have the same reach somehow. But yeah, I know Fluffy's a little younger. He is the slight favorite. He beat Brennan Allen. That's a decent win. Actually, a decent win. He beat, who else does he beat? He subbed Roman Kopylov. He finished him. That's good. Gregory brought him to a decision. Subbed Roman Dolidze. TKO'd Michel Pereira. But Michel Pereira hurt him bad to the body with a knee. Roman Kopylov hurt him bad to the body with a body kick. And Gregory Rodrigues is on a win streak right now. He got KO'd a couple years ago by Bruno Ferreira. But his last fight, he rematched Bruno Ferreira, KO'd him round one, beat Roman Kopylov. Nastily KO'd Jack Hermanson, almost KO'd Jared Cannonier, ended up losing that fight later in a fight night main event. Beat CLD, that win's aging pretty good. KO'd Brad Tavares before he became, you know, I guess, like old, I guess. So yeah, he KO'd Chidi and Jokawani. He's coming off a good win. So yeah, he has some. I think that Chidi and Jokawani win, seeming how he was almost TKO'd, the nasty, nasty cut he suffered, he still came back and won. Kind of think he has more heart than Anthony Hernandez. I think if the fight goes past 2 rounds, 2.5 rounds, Fluffy probably wins and probably breaks him down and TKOs him late in the ground. I don't think he subs him. I think Rodrigues can stop the submissions. And if he's on his back, I think Rodrigues will throw up a triangle. I think he'll be landing little elbows off his back, elbowing the top of the head when he throws up a triangle, or trying to push off on the hips and land a little elbow. when there's that little separation. I think Rodriguez would stay active off his back, but I don't really see the grappling too much. I think Rodriguez forward pressure, I think his physicality, I think his overall presence will affect Anthony Hernandez, who's not that big of a dude, and Rodriguez is ripped, bro. Fluffy's got the little belly, he's got that Mexican belly, man. You know what I mean? I think Rodriguez would chew up the calf early, land some nice jabs, and I can just see him grabbing the clinch and kneeing the body. After Fluffy, he grabs the clinch, Fluffy lands like a nice uppercut lead hook or lands a nice 2-3 on the chin. Rodriguez, steps back, pumps the jab a little bit. But I can just see Fluffy trying to get in close range to grab the clinch or try to land a nice shot on the chin. And Rodriguez just digs a punch or digs the knee to the body. Fluffy kind of goes like, ugh, and backs up, and Rodriguez gets him to the cage and boom, boom, boom. So that's unloading, grabs the clinch, knees the head, knees the body. Fluffy kind of just folds. This is the type of fight where Fluffy gets hit with something big early and can't recover. He almost like Michelle, but Michelle has really bad cardio, dude. After round one, he's done basically. But Rodriguez can fight through that cardio most times. He fought through it against Cannonier for as long as he could, and Cannonier just dogged the body and he hits really hard. And if you keep getting hit hard in the body, it's gonna sap you more than getting double legged and then working back up. Dude, when you get a punch dog to your ribs or dug into the body whenever he got close after Rodriguez dropped him twice in round one. And I don't see Fluffy being able to recover like that. When Fluffy's hurt bad, he usually gets stopped, like in the Kevin Holland fight early in his UFC career. He got destroyed with knees to the body and elbows to the head in the clinch. And I think Rodriguez could implement a same similar game plan. I don't think he'll destroy him in 49 seconds like Kevin Holland did, but I think he'll get him out there in round one, if not early round two. I think Rodriguez's overall presence and punching power and his physicality is just something that Anthony Hernandez doesn't deal with. I think Rodriguez is the kryptonite of Anthony Hernandez. So I think Rodriguez gets him out here early by TKO. This is his big coming out party into the top eight or like top six, top eight of the division. And yeah, so give me Gregory Rodriguez by TKO with a body shot or an elbow on the top of the head in the clinch. And early night in UFC Sacramento sucks for Anthony Hernandez. California got a lot of Mexican people in it, but I think Rodriguez is just the kryptonite. I think he's too big for Anthony Hernandez. So I think he gets him out there in round one. So give me Gregory Rodriguez by round one TKO. But sorry, I'm really tired. Sorry if I'm stuttering a little bit. But that was my UFC Sacramento Hernandez versus Rodriguez full fight predictions and breakdowns. Let me know who you guys think wins the main event in the comments. Let me know if you think I'm wrong about a fight. Let me know if you guys got bets. And yeah, catch y'all for the live stream. Appreciate y'all watching. Deuces.